Hey, guess who's back? Yeah, I am. Good to see you. Listen, I know I've been away for a while, but I'm back now. So glad to be back with you as well. Really do appreciate you tuning into this channel, my channel, your channel, our channel. You already know how it goes. If any of this content means anything at all to you, then please do the right thing. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all those great things. Okay, kicking things off with a question as always. Have you ever been disappointed by somebody you look up to? I know I have. I'm sure you have as well. Now, if you're a person who keeps abreast with things to do with church, perhaps you're somebody who's serving in ministry and you keep tabs on what's happening in the contemporary church culture, as it were, then you'll be quite well aware, particularly in the Pentecostal circles, that many things have been happening leadership wise. Many leaders have been found wanting and they've had to step down from their positions. Some of them and others just had to be flat out yanked out of their positions because they just refused to acknowledge the wrong that they had committed, or the acts that they had committed that were against what they've been preaching all this time. Now, this is not something that is unique to pastors. This is not something that is unique to ministry. We see this play out all the time when it comes to politics and politicians. I mean, we just voted a couple of months ago, and I can tell you right now, I certainly am not holding my breath that any of the people who lobbied for votes will make good on their word, on anything that they said while they were looking for those votes. It's a sad truth. It's a sad reality. But you know what? It is what it is. But now the question is, how does this get to happen? Wouldn't it be great if people just stuck to their word, if people were just faithful to the words that they uttered? But unfortunately, it is not the case. Now, I'm not saying we should expect people to be perfect, because obviously that's not possible. But there are times when people make critical decisions that affect their public image or their public perceptions. Okay? Now, this is so important. If you're going to tell me over an extended period of time that you are a man or a woman of integrity, and you'll keep repeating this thing over and over and over again, but then I get to find out that behind the scenes, you are not that person of integrity, that when nobody's around and nobody's watching, you behave in a way that is completely contrary to what you say in the public eye, then that's a serious problem. Then that means that what's going on the inside of you is completely different to what's going on the outside of you. And that's when many people have what is called cognitive dissonance. It's when there is a war between what you know and what you see, when they are completely diametrically opposed, and you're left with the question, is this person truly what they say they are? Now, the Bible offers a solution to this. The Bible tells us, in fact, Jesus himself tells us in the book of Matthew, that you will know them by their fruit. Who is them? Now, in this particular passage, he's referring to a specific people, but this applies to anybody. Okay? If you want to know somebody, then watch how they behave. Watch the fruit that they produce. And it's the fruit that they produce that will show you the seed that is on the inside of them. And that is the most important thing. Not necessarily the fruit, but the seed. And if you've got good seed, then you're bound to produce good fruit. And this will always happen. It works. 10 times out of 10, this works. So instead of looking on the outside. It's always better to look on the inside. Now, this is the point where I'm making it personal. Because what you don't know is that there might be some things, in fact, there are things that that individual who disappointed you is dealing with that caused them to behave in the way that they behaved. Okay? Jesus also tells us in the same book of Matthew that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the Bible also goes on to tell us that we should guard our hearts above everything else, for the issues of life flow from the heart. So this thing is from the inside out. Now, where it gets personal is where you need to check yourself. You need to check your seed. You need to check what's going on the inside of you, so that what's coming out of you directly lines up with that. And the question is, how do we do that? Well, there's a couple of ways that you can do that. You do that, first of all, by introspecting, by checking yourself, checking your values, checking your belief systems, checking what drives you. If I were to ask you right now, what drives you? Is it something external? Is it something that you're hoping to accomplish? Is it riches? Is it money? Is it fame? Is it fortune? What is the driving force? In other words, what informs your decision making? Before you make a decision, what do you consider? What is top of mind? Is it making a difference? Is it bringing a positive impact? Is it wanting to be a person of good character, of good reputation, and a person of integrity that people can trust? If this is the case, then the fruit that you produce is bound to be in line with the seed that is on the inside of you. And I want to encourage you as well by letting you know that there's a surefire way that you can produce the fruit that you desire to produce. And that is if you get in the Word of God. Because it is the Word of God that will direct your path, that will give you direction. It is always good seed. It is always good seed. I want to repeat this. There will never be a day in your life that you regret spending time with God and hearing from Him. There are many things that we do in life that we regret. But if we are serious about growing, and if we are serious about becoming people of integrity, and we're serious about becoming people of character, and if we are serious about becoming good leaders, because I can guarantee you that somebody is looking up to you. Whether it be your child, whether it be a team that you're leading, whether it be a group of people that you are managing, somebody is looking up to you, and somebody is watching the way you behave, your character. Are you truly who you say you are? Would you be found wanting? Okay? If somewhere, somehow, somebody could dig into your heart, would you be found wanting? That is the question. So if you want to be good leaders, if you want to be people of good character, then we need to be intentional about it. It's not something that happens automatically, as we so clearly see in many spheres of life. It's something that needs to be cultivated within each and every one of us. And we need to be self-aware, and we need to be very intentional about growing as individuals, so that we can have the real and true impact that we desire to have, not just in this generation, but generations to come as well. So are you that person of integrity? Are you that person of character? Are you the leader that you seek to be? And on the next video, I'm going to ask you an even more personal question that will challenge you even more. But as always, I'm going to leave you with this. Don't stress, because you are blessed and you are loved by the one above.